How Playboys use psychological tricks to attract women effortlessly. Female psychology exposed. Modern Stoic. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Eden Arbez. She believes it's some kind of magnetic attraction, a connection beyond her understanding. She feels the excitement in her chest, convinced it's just the natural chemistry between them. It's all happening without her control, as if the universe itself conspired to bring them together. What she doesn't realize is this: it's all part of a carefully designed psychological strategy. Every shift in her emotions, every subtle change in her thoughts, was orchestrated by a man who understands how her mind works on a deeper level. Some call it game. I call it a 3-step process that manipulates her own instincts against her. While the average man scrambles to impress, the Playboy operates differently. He doesn't speak. He doesn't chase. He builds an aura of mystery and creates tension, pulling it tighter and tighter like a coiled spring until she can't resist. But here's the twist. It's not about pressure, persuasion, or classic seduction. It's about one powerful tool: perception control. Rather than battling her mind, he guides it. Every time she thinks she's close to figuring him out, she only sinks deeper into the web of intrigue. In this game, the more she tries to understand him, the further away she drifts from the truth. Today, I'm going to reveal the entire loop. This isn't just for you to understand. It's so you can master it. You don't have to pretend to be someone else. You simply need to grasp the concept of psychological influence without losing your authenticity. Because once you see this for what it is, you'll realize the truth. She's not rejecting you because you're not enough. She's rejecting you because you're trying to play checkers while the real players are strategizing in 4D. And the men who succeed, they don't try to win, they just play the game effortlessly. Number 1. Push-pull psychology. Push-pull psychology is a subtle yet powerful technique that starts before a woman even realizes it's happening. It doesn't involve flattery, constant attention, or validating her emotions. Instead, it taps into something deeper, a mix of tension, confusion, and obsession. The key to understanding this is simple. While most people desire certainty, women, on an emotional level, crave uncertainty, but only if it feels safe. Playboys, or men who master this psychology, understand that principle all too well. They deliberately create emotional highs and lows, drawing women in with moments of warmth, then pulling away with coldness. They don't do this because they are indecisive or uninterested. They do it because they understand the fundamental truth. Creating emotional imbalance leads her mind to chase resolution. The more her mind chases, the more she invests. The more she invests, the deeper her feelings grow. That's how the push-pull loop is born. Let me break this down for you. The push begins with subtle attention. At first, he gives just enough to make her feel seen, but he doesn't overwhelm her with compliments or constant flattery. Instead, his compliments are specific, slightly teasing, and unexpected. For example, saying, "You have a clever way of pretending to be shy." It's cute, does more than boost her ego. It targets her insecurities in a way that creates tension. This tension sticks with her. It lingers in her mind. But he doesn't stop there. He keeps her hooked with full presence, eye contact, warmth, the feeling that he's really paying attention. It sparks connection, a high that feels undeniable. But just as she's about to get lost in it, he suddenly pulls back. He goes cold, distracted, maybe even checking his phone or cutting off the conversation without an explanation or apology. Now she's caught in a cycle. Why did he shift the energy? Did I do something wrong? Was I just being polite? This confusion, this emotional imbalance, starts to consume her thoughts. It's a trap she didn't see coming. And the twist? This mind game doesn't feed her certainty, it feeds her curiosity. Curiosity is far more powerful than attraction, because while attraction can fade with predictability, curiosity keeps her chasing him. The more she wonders, the deeper she gets caught in his emotional web. As soon as she starts searching for emotional closure, you've already won. Here's where the real genius of this technique comes into play. Playboys never let the pull go too far. Instead, they push again. Just as she's about to emotionally let go, they return with warmth. He doesn't explain his absence or apologize for the detachment. He simply shows up with a look, a compliment, or a subtle smirk. And just like that, all her internal alarms go silent. Why? Because the human brain abhors unresolved patterns. Now she's not just curious about him, she's driven to complete the loop, to resolve the mystery of what's going on between them. She wants to know where she stands. She wants to decode his feelings. This is when she starts taking the lead. She reaches out first. She sends follow-up texts. She asks more profound questions, all while playing it cool on the outside. But deep down, her emotions are screaming for more. In this way, the chase becomes her decision. She convinces herself that she's in control, that she's the one who is choosing intimacy. Yet, because it's her choice, there's no shame in it. She'll convince herself, I don't know, we just clicked. He's different. There's something mysterious about him. But what she's really addicted to is the cycle, the push, the pull, the tension and release, the almost clarity that never quite settles. It's this endless loop that traps her, all masterminded with one technique: push, pull, repeat. And here's the most dangerous part. She doesn't even realize she's caught in it. The emotional imbalance continues without her ever truly seeing the pattern, and that's what makes it so incredibly effective. So, what does this mean for you? If you're looking to understand the psychology behind this kind of attraction, it's vital to recognize that emotional tension is more compelling than anything else. Use this knowledge wisely, but never manipulate anyone with it. Relationships are about genuine connection, but understanding the underlying emotional dynamics can help you navigate your interactions with greater awareness. What are your thoughts on this? Have you ever experienced this push-pull dynamic, either from the outside or within? Feel free to share your experiences or opinions in the comments below. Comment below with, I control the rhythm. I lead the chase. Number 2, scarcity and silence. Let's break it down clearly. A man's presence is a form of currency, and like all valuable assets, its worth increases with scarcity. Many men fail to grasp this fundamental truth. They're constantly flooding her phone with messages, chasing after every hint or gesture, and showing up at her doorstep whenever she blinks. In doing so, they rob their presence of its power and make their attention feel like a given. In stark contrast, the Playboys understand the art of creating value through absence. They pull back emotionally, physically, digitally, and energetically, using silence as their tool of seduction. Silence, after all, is not rejection. It is a mystery, a subtle call for attention that invites curiosity rather than distaste. Here's how the game unfolds. The first step is to anchor desire with your presence. When a Playboy steps into a room, he's not just there, he is fully there. His presence leaves an impression, and he knows how to make it unforgettable. He locks eyes with her, listens intently, makes her laugh, and challenges her emotionally. In a mere 5 minutes, he says things that are layered, impactful, and leave her thinking long after he's gone. For instance, he might casually say, I like how you talk fast when you get nervous. It's kind of charming. It's a simple observation, yet it embeds itself in her mind, because now her emotional response is attached not only to his words, but also to the way she felt in his presence. But then, just as suddenly as he appeared, he disappears. There's no over-explaining, no needy follow-ups, no, did I do something wrong? None of that. He creates an emotional silence, an absence that feels deliberate, not cold or dismissive. It's not ghosting, it's detachment. He's not chasing her, and in doing so, he makes her feel the weight of his absence. The emotion he sparked with his attention now lingers, creating a void that screams louder than any words could. And that's where scarcity psychology begins to work its magic. People, especially women, tend to overvalue what they can't have, and when something once felt within their reach, the human mind instinctively creates more value around it. The the silence becomes an invitation for her to begin filling in the gaps. Maybe he's just busy, she wonders. He seemed interested, though. I wonder if I said too much. He's not like the others who are always texting. Her mind starts spinning a story, creating meaning from his absence. This is the trap. The longer the silence, the stronger her narrative becomes. It deepens her curiosity, and with each passing day, her interest is reignited. When he finally reappears, he does so without fanfare. No apologies, no awkward explanations. He doesn't even acknowledge the silence that's passed between them. He simply picks up where they left off, as though no time has passed at all. You still overthinking everything, or did I finally get you to relax? He might ask. The moment he speaks, her guard falls away, and the chase begins anew. But this time, it's not just about connection. Now it's about proving to herself that the feelings were mutual, that she wasn't just imagining his interest. This is the power of scarcity. It has the ability to turn logical women into emotional chasers. It weaponizes curiosity, twisting it into an obsession that makes her feel like she has something to earn, even if she swore she wasn't looking for anything serious. It plays on her psychology, turning a simple moment of silence into a game of emotional intrigue. And this is where modern Stoicism plays a role, by teaching a man to detach, to understand the value of presence and absence, and to use both with precision. It's not about playing games, it's about understanding human nature and using your own energy wisely. In today's fast-paced, over-communicated world, the Stoic approach stands out. It's about knowing when to engage and when to withdraw, making your time, attention, and emotional energy scarce enough to be valuable. And in doing so, you don't just become more attractive. You become a force that draws others in without having to chase after them. Comment below with, "I understand the power of scarcity and silence. I will master it." Number 3. Mystery and ambiguity. Mystery and ambiguity often guide the hearts of men. These men may be in love, but fear holds them back from expressing it openly. Rooted in Stoicism, they resist vulnerability, seeing emotional restraint as a form of strength. Their actions, however, reveal their true feelings. You might notice they withdraw at times, not out of indifference, but because they are grappling with their own emotions. They listen carefully to you, noticing even the smallest details, showing care without words. In subtle, silent ways, they protect and support you, offering stability without seeking recognition. Don't mistake their silence for lack of interest. Their love is often shown through actions, not words. Fear of vulnerability can also impact physical touch, though they may hold back. It doesn't mean they don't care. Distance may appear at times, but this isn't detachment, it's their internal struggle. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. If a man speaks about the future, even indirectly, and includes you, it's a sign that you're central to his plans. Reliability is his love language, and it might not come with grand gestures, but rather quiet, consistent presence. The Stoic love is enduring, not loud, and sometimes the most profound love is shown in a steady, reliable way. So, if you sense distance or silence, look deeper. His love may be more present than you realize. Share your thoughts on these signs in the comments below. Let's explore how understanding these subtle cues can strengthen our connections. Number 4. Emotional stimulation. If you're wondering whether a man truly has feelings for you but is too afraid to show it, the signs are often subtle, yet undeniable, especially in men who live by the principles of Stoicism. A Stoic man may not be quick to outwardly express his emotions, but his actions reveal a depth of care and commitment that speaks volumes. One of the clearest signs is how he listens, not just to respond, but to understand you on a deeper level. This man hears not only the words you speak, but also the unspoken feelings behind them. When he sacrifices his time, energy, or resources, it's done without asking for recognition or praise, because he believes that true love is not transactional, but rooted in doing what's right and necessary for the well-being of the one he cares about. His love doesn't seek approval or attention from the outside world. Instead, it's grounded in a quiet, steady commitment to you. You'll find that he seeks to protect your peace, not by controlling situations or people, but by remaining calm and composed even when life gets chaotic. He will step up to support you without fanfare, offering solutions and emotional stability when you need it most. His love is shown in these quiet, consistent acts, rather than loud, dramatic declarations. This may seem like he's distant or unemotional, but in reality, his heart is deeply invested. A Stoic man's loyalty is unwavering, not because he shouts it from the rooftops, but because he lives it every day through his actions. He trusts you enough to share his vulnerabilities, even if it's in a way that feels hesitant or measured, because he recognizes that true intimacy comes with mutual respect and understanding. If he's not quick to ask for help, it's because he believes in self-reliance and strength, yet he will still quietly make space for you in his life and heart. His respect for your independence and the life you've built on your own will never waver. He doesn't seek to control you. Instead, he encourages you to be your best self, believing that a relationship is about partnership, not possession. His loyalty, his commitment to growth, and his dedication to being a better man, not just for himself, but for you, are some of the clearest signs that his heart truly belongs to you. And in this modern world, where emotions are often displayed for all to see, the Stoic man's love remains understated but incredibly profound, a steady force that will always be there, even if it's not always visible. It's about a long-term commitment to both your growth and his own, a relationship that is built on trust, respect, and the kind of deep emotional connection that takes time to cultivate. As Marcus Aurelius said, the obstacle is the way, meaning that true love, like life, will never be without challenges, but those very challenges are what strengthen and solidify the bond. So if you see these signs, recognize them for what they are: a man's heart that is yours, even if he's too afraid to show it, and a love that is quiet but unshakable, grounded in respect, loyalty, and a powerful sense of mutual growth. Number 5. Confidence without arrogance. Confidence without arrogance is a key trait of someone who knows their worth, but doesn't need to shout it from the rooftops. It's the quiet strength that emanates from a man who is secure in his abilities and self-assured in his purpose, yet humble enough to know that true strength doesn't demand attention. It's not about boasting. It's about embodying a sense of self-assurance that doesn't need validation from others. This kind of confidence isn't loud or forceful. It's the steady presence in a room that commands respect simply by being there. A man who walks through life with this type of confidence doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. His actions speak louder than his words ever could. This is a rare quality today, but it is the essence of what makes a man truly magnetic. In modern life, especially in a world driven by social media and constant self-promotion, the pressure to appear confident can easily slip into arrogance. But there's a fine line between the two. Arrogance is rooted in insecurity, a defense mechanism that tries to cover up weaknesses by inflating one's image. Confidence, on the other hand, is a reflection of strength and wisdom. It comes from knowing who you are and being comfortable with it. A truly confident man doesn't feel the need to belittle others or seek attention to feel validated. He understands that real power lies in self-control and humility. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Are you displaying confidence or merely putting up a facade to cover insecurity? It's easy to fall into the trap of arrogance in a world that constantly encourages you to compete and outshine others. But you must remember, true confidence doesn't require comparison. It comes from within, from knowing that your value isn't contingent on someone else's approval. You must be the person who is at peace with themselves, who understands their worth without needing others to constantly affirm it. There's an old saying that goes, "A confident man never needs to explain himself." Think about that for a second. Why would you explain yourself to someone who doesn't understand you? Your confidence should be so strong that it's undeniable without you ever having to defend it. It's about standing in your truth, regardless of whether others accept it or not. In a world where people constantly look for validation from the outside, you must be the one who gives it to yourself. Stop worrying about what others think of you. What matters is that you're living authentically, unapologetically, and with integrity. When you develop true confidence, you'll also learn to embrace your imperfections. No one is perfect, and that's precisely what makes us human. Stop trying to appear flawless to others. Instead, focus on growing from your mistakes and turning them into lessons. True confidence is built on resilience, the ability to face challenges, fall down, and get back up without losing sight of who you are. Every setback is a lesson, and every failure is an opportunity to refine your character. A confident man doesn't let adversity break him. Instead, he uses it to fortify his resolve. This is where Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, can guide you. Modern Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control external events, but we can control our reactions. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions and pressures are constant, this philosophy offers a blueprint for living with inner strength and confidence. Instead of allowing external circumstances to dictate your mood, Stoicism encourages you to focus on what's within your control, your thoughts, actions, and mindset. This is where true power lies. A Stoic doesn't rely on the applause of others to feel good about himself. He finds satisfaction in the knowledge that he is doing his best, regardless of what others think or say. It's a liberating mindset that allows you to rise above the noise and focus on what really matters. So how do you embody this kind of quiet confidence in your daily life? Start by paying attention to how you speak to yourself. Your inner dialogue shapes the way you present yourself to the world. Be kind and encouraging to yourself, even when things don't go as planned. And remember, confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about being resilient, humble, and self-assured in the face of challenges. Don't let the world's pressure to perform or outshine others steer you away from your true path. Be unapologetically you, and the confidence will follow. You must also learn the art of restraint. A confident man doesn't need to boast or seek recognition for his achievements. Instead, he lets his actions speak for themselves. When you find yourself tempted to brag or seek external validation, pause and remind yourself of the importance of humility. Your confidence will shine brighter when you allow your work, your presence, and your integrity to do the talking. This quiet confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you develop over time through experience, reflection, and a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. The road may not always be easy, but the rewards are worth it. As you continue to grow, you'll notice that the need for external validation diminishes, and you'll become more comfortable with who you are. Remember, true confidence comes from within. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't need recognition. It simply exists because you've earned it through your actions and your mindset. In a world where many are struggling to keep up with the noise, be the man who stands strong, silent, and confident. Someone who knows that true strength comes not from what others see, but from what's deep inside. Drop the phrase, "I am the strength within myself" in the comments if you're committed to stepping into your true power. Let's build a community of men who walk confidently without needing anyone's approval. Number 6. The exit before full closure. In the delicate dance of attraction, there is a subtle yet powerful strategy that many men overlook. The exit before full closure. It's the psychological masterstroke that draws someone in without them realizing it, leaving them craving more, even when the connection seems to be fading. Think of it as a final move in a chess game, executed at the precise moment when things are getting too close, when emotions start to blur the lines of rationality, and when vulnerability becomes almost palpable. It's not about rejection or pulling away in anger, but rather about creating a moment of intense desire, just before full surrender. This move is not meant to sever the connection, but to step back long enough to leave the other person hanging, unsure of where they stand. Just when she's on the verge of giving everything, when her walls have crumbled, when her guard has dropped, he takes a step back, not forever, just enough to make her feel the absence of what she was about to give him. It's this sense of unfulfilled desire that creates a unique, almost addictive, psychological imprint. The result is powerful. She may try to move on, date someone else, or go about her life, but emotionally, her rhythm remains locked into him. No matter how far she moves, the phantom intimacy that he created continues to echo in her mind, because he didn't just touch her body, he touched something far more significant. He tapped into the part of her psyche that is far deeper than just surface attraction. Her imagination. This is the realm where the deepest, most compelling forms of attraction live. Not in mere lust, not in logic, but in the emotional labyrinth she continues to navigate. It is in this space, where her heart and mind collide, that the deepest emotional connections form, and most men don't realize it, but this is the space that they must learn to conquer if they are to truly connect with a woman on a level that goes beyond the physical. The reality is that attraction isn't just about looks or physical touch. It's about the mind. It's about leaving a trace of emotional vulnerability, something more than just words or gestures. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, once said, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts. This means that when you influence someone's thoughts and imagination in this subtle but profound way, you leave an indelible mark on them that lingers far longer than any fleeting physical connection could. Your absence doesn't create distance. It creates a desire that grows in silence, an unspoken connection that becomes stronger the more it is left unspoken. This is where many fail, trying to force connections through overt actions or desperate gestures. Real power lies in restraint and in knowing when to step back, letting the other person feel what they are missing. So, what does this mean for you, the man trying to understand the deeper layers of attraction? It means that emotional connection, the kind that lasts, is about mastering the art of timing. Don't rush the process. Don't try to close the deal too early. Instead, allow space for longing, for the imagination to do its work. Understand that the mind is the most powerful tool in building lasting attraction. Let her feel what she is about to give you, but then step back just enough to let that desire simmer. This is the essence of modern Stoicism, a practice of emotional control, self-discipline, and strategic action, allowing you to step into your power and create connections that are meaningful and profound. Remember, the key isn't in holding on tighter, but in knowing when to let go just enough. By mastering this, you'll not only understand the true nature of attraction, but also learn the greatest art of all, how to keep someone emotionally connected to you even in your absence. This isn't manipulation, it's the psychology of attraction, rooted in real emotional intelligence. If you've ever experienced this kind of attraction, or if you've ever been left wanting more, think about how it made you feel. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss how this subtle but powerful strategy has shown up in your own experiences. Don't forget to reflect on the deeper emotional connections that shape who we are and how we relate to others. Number 7. Suggestive control. Let me tell you something about power, about real power, the kind that makes men unforgettable. It lies in suggestive control. This isn't about speaking to be understood. No, this is about speaking to be felt. Think about it. Most men talk to explain, to clarify. But the true master, the one who captivates without saying much at all, speaks to leave you wanting more. That's the difference. One feeds your curiosity. The other stirs it, never quite allowing you to settle on an answer, making your mind spin. This is how you command attention. This is how you control without ever controlling. You don't just say the right words, you say them in a way that haunts. Long after the conversation ends, she'll replay your words over and over. Why? Because she couldn't quite figure you out. And that, my friend, is where the power lies. It's an art, and you must master it. Let's break it down. The double meaning is the weapon. A true playboy never leads you directly to his point. He guides you, yes, but leaves the conclusion for you to fill in. Let me give you an example. You know exactly what you're doing, don't you? This phrase, it's layered. It could be about the way she dresses, the way she moves, or the energy she radiates, and you've left her to decide. Was that a compliment? A challenge? A flirtation? Was he teasing me or just being mysterious? The ambiguity pulls her in, and when she's stuck trying to decode it, her brain craves resolution. The problem is, she won't get one. And that's what men who are predictable don't understand. If she can explain the interaction, she'll forget it. But if she can't, she'll think about it forever. The magic: less is more. Ambiguity is your strongest ally. A true playboy doesn't announce his intentions. He doesn't lay everything out on the table. He allows the emotional momentum to build, but then he pulls back just enough to keep her wondering. What's next? He might say something like, "You're dangerous. I like it." Or maybe, "You're trouble, but I'm curious." Perhaps, "You're hard to read." That's rare. These aren't just casual observations. These are psychological shifts. She's no longer the one doing the analysing. She's the one being analysed now. She's the one labelled but not fully understood. And that disarms her. It hits her ego in a way that makes her want to prove something. The chase has changed. The tables have turned. And here's where the genius of suggestive control shows its true power. You give just enough validation to keep her emotionally invested, but you never give her enough to feel certain. And that is why she starts to play the game. She wonders about your mood. She wonders about your type. She wonders if she's the one you're interested in, or if she's just part of the equation. But you never give her the answer. When she asks, "So, what are we doing here? Are you seeing anyone else? What's your head at?" You don't answer. Instead, you redirect. You're asking the wrong questions. What do you think this is? Do you always need a label to enjoy the moment? Now her mind is spinning. She's emotionally involved, but without emotional leverage. She's invested, but without a return date. She's stuck. It's addictive, isn't it? The deeper the confusion, the deeper the connection feels. Certainty kills the mystery, and mystery is what makes her body ache for something her mind can't quite grasp. You've got her hooked, not by telling her everything, but by keeping her just out of reach, by making her crave the answers you've denied her. And now she's in your hands. You control the rhythm, you control the pace, and all you have to do is keep her guessing. In modern life, this approach isn't just for the flirtatious or the charismatic. It's about living with power in every interaction. Don't be the man who lays everything out too easily. Be the man who speaks with depth and leaves a trail of questions. Women want to be swept off their feet, but they also crave mystery. They want someone who keeps them on their toes, who makes them feel like they're the prize to be earned, not the one easily obtained. This, my friend, is how you master the art of suggestive control. The world is full of men who give it all away too soon. Don't be one of them. Keep them guessing and keep them coming back for more. And if you're ready to take control, don't wait. Leave a comment below about how you'll use this technique in your own life. Don't just read about it, live it. Make the choice today to embody power, to master the art of intrigue. The time to act is now. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around until the end of this video. Let's get real for a second. The truth behind attraction is much deeper than we often realize. It's not just about playing games or acting like someone you're not. It's about understanding the power of psychology and how women experience their emotions. That mirror effect we talked about? It's real, and it's key. Women are drawn to the emotional rhythm, to the sense of self-reflection that makes them feel something they might not even fully understand. But here's the thing. The real power lies in knowing that you can lead that rhythm. If you're clear about who you are, confident in your actions, and aware of the dynamics at play, you won't just be another player in the game. You'll be the one creating the dance. So, my advice: take control of your own narrative. Don't get lost in someone else's rhythm. Know who you are, understand the psychological triggers, and use them with clarity and respect. The moment you stop begging for attention and instead focus on leading with confidence, you'll notice a huge shift in how people, especially women, respond to you. The power is in understanding the game, not in falling for it. If this video has opened your eyes, or if you felt that shift in your understanding, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel for more insights. Like this video, Show the algorithm that more men need to be aware of these truths. And if you know someone's still scratching their head about why she ghosted him, share this with them. If you want to dive even deeper into these concepts, get raw insights, and access exclusive content before it drops, consider supporting the channel. This is Stoic Psychology, and I'll see you in the next one.